It's Friend of a Friend City. I'm Heather, and I'm here to meet some friends of friends. Welcome back to Friend of a Friend City, where I get to meet some friends of my friends from this big small town of Brisbane. Now, today we have another two lovely guests. One guest who is a friend of my friend Matt, and another guest who is a friend of my friend Noelle, who we've had to do a little bit of our field recording equipment, but we'll see how that works out. We're going to talk to Matt's friend first. Now, your name's Raphael Irons, and Matt said that you record voiceovers. Is that?
Yeah, I've done a couple of famous pieces before. You might be familiar with this, and you know your audience might be too. You've probably heard me before. You ready? Doors closing. Please stand clear. Do you recognize it?
Wow! So I've heard you on a train before.
Yeah. Big old famous for my train voice recording sounds.
I mean, that's incredible. Obviously, that's everywhere. Lots of people have heard your voice.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of being on the train and getting to hear yourself?
Well, I did just do it to help pay for my law degree. It was just a gig, but it has made me a lot of money.
Are you getting paid continually by this?
Yeah. So originally the plan was it would only play when someone was too close to the doors.
You did initially say that it would originally play when someone was too safe. Was that just a misspeak or?
That was a misspeak. Sorry. I'm used to.
Okay, so someone was a bit too close to the doors.
I'm used to recording with a script, so this is a bit new for me. Yeah, they handed me all the lines back in the day. No, the plan was I would get paid residuals when someone was too close to the doors and needed to be made safe. They didn't end up putting that sensor technology on, and that contract was locked in. So I get paid every single time that's said anywhere in Australia.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're a very wealthy person.
Yeah,
then.
I didn't end up doing the law degree.
I can imagine. I'm very interested by this sensor that they were planning on putting in, because that could have... Do you think if people were being too safe, you might have ended up at train stations getting people into positions a bit too close to doors?
Say that again.
Well, if your voice is only being heard and you're only being paid when a sensor goes off, that might create a bit of a negative cycle where you might go up and push someone near a door
do you
to
think
get paid.
I would have personally been motivated?
It could have if your law degree didn't work out.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that the cent commission I was earning would have been worth personally endangering people's lives, but it's hard to know.
It's hard to know. It's a hypothetical.
Closing doors. That's been a movie. It's really really challenging when you think about what could be.
But it sounds
that train was different.
It sounds like your life has been changed by this recording.
Well, yeah, I became incredibly rich. 1 cent per time really stacks up if you think about how many trains have doors on them. And they're probably going for like an hour time each day or something. I don't use trains anymore. I get carried around by a private chauffeur. But I imagine,
And just incredibly wealthy. Private chauffeur everywhere.
Yeah.
Are you at all worried that they might re-record and you might not get your residuals?
Sorry, talk to me about that one. Re-record?
Yeah. So I guess maybe they update the train. I know we're getting we're getting some new metros in Brisbane and the Cross City Rail. Maybe they're thinking they might need to update, make it a bit more hip with the kids.
Yeah. So,
or was that in your contract too?
No, my agent has told me that might be a possibility. We're really banking it out. So that's why I'm out here getting back in the public figure. I'm putting myself out there as the guy to let you know what doors are doing, right? You don't want to go to someone else who hasn't been experienced in the industry as I have. You want me, Raphael Irons, the doorman.
The doorman.
Yeah.
That's a nice title for you, the doorman.
Yeah. That's what my agent has said to say. I think I need to say it at least 5 more times this evening.
Okay, we'll see if we can't
Yeah.
just jam them in there.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be anywhere in particular. If we could just say the doorman. That'll be good.
Are you thinking about has your agent thought about branching you out into other doors?
Well, what we're thinking about doing is we think everyone's heard the audio version of Doors Closing, Please Stand Clear. We're thinking about bringing that out into a book of memoirs. But I suppose other doors occasionally have messages to say, and yeah, I guess I could branch out at that. Do you have any particular door messages that you want to convey to loved ones?
Look, I guess I don't want to slam anyone's fingers in a door.
Okay, so you want to sort of, hey, be careful of those fingers.
That could work. I might even cut that out of here and just have that for personal use.
Well, hey, no. That was a test. TM, trademark. Hang on a second.
A genuine the doorman.
I've said trademark now, so you can't use that until we work out a negotiation.
We'll have to.
You will have to.
Thank God you didn't finish that law degree.
Yeah, might have been a bit handy now, but I've got like an agent or two to spend on things. I can handle that money wise.
It sounds like you could take me to the shearers.
To the shearers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else has happened in your life? You've said these words.
Yeah, so I really had my heart set on that law degree, but then after becoming incredibly wealthy, I didn't feel like it. I guess I spent a lot of time just pranking the people around me in my spare time, which was all of my time.
Can you give us a little example of a little prank you might pull?
Yeah. So, you know how if you go to a hobby shop, you see like they've got all sorts of models, trains and things like that. I occasionally take the labels off them and swap like the price tags off them and swap them around for a different one. That usually causes confusion in the shop. The storekeeper gets a bit confused.
So you're just making a bit of trouble for retail staff, really?
Yeah, Craig hates it.
Oh, you're on a first-name basis with the hobby store owner.
I've got a lot of spare time, and so I've really figured that Craig Daniels at the Queen Street Rail Hobby Shop, he needs to be taken down a peg. He got a bit too big on his britches in the who's the who of Brisbane train-based economy. So I've spent 35 years tormenting him.
Wow. It's impressive he's just managed to keep staying in business that entire time while you've just been there, practically using all your spare time, it seems, to torment him.
Hey, independently wealthy. I don't know. I have occasionally thought that, maybe because I am such a big public figure that people are coming to the store to hope to see me. But, as long as that's building up on my credibility and slightly infuriating to Craig Daniels, why not?
Have you ever thought about bringing the voiceover to the model trains?
In a sort of collab with Craig?
Well, not even a collab. It might be your own model trains. Like, you could do a voiceover in keeping with maybe the size of the trains.
Okay, so a sort of doors closing, please stand clear.
Yeah, a bit of ASMR there.
ASMR. I haven't heard of ASMR.
Just that quiet talking, that very relaxing. It's nice. People enjoy hearing that.
Oh, really?
I actually don't know what it stands for. Do you?
I could have a guess.
You could have okay, take a guess.
I'm going to take a guess at some sort of auto-sensory mimetic response.
That seems like a pretty good guess.
I think it matches the letters.
It does match the letters.
Yeah. So you're saying there's a whole other market of people that
listening to voices.
Things,
yeah.
Listening to voices.
Yeah, maybe you don't even have to be door related.
Well, I don't want to go outside of my comfort zone. I am incredibly wealthy for door related reasons. I am here to promote myself as Mr. Doorman, right? How many is that? Is that the third?
I think that's maybe 4.
Maybe 4. Okay.
I think I've maybe said it once. Does that count?
I think so.
Okay. We can fit one in at the end. Easily.
Yeah. I'll find somewhere.
Yep.
I'll find somewhere. So, is there, do you think, a market for door-based ASMR for the public?
I'm not sure. I'm not in the industry, but you're the doorman.
Okay.
Sorry, number 5, and that's
don't apologize. It's good. We've met our quota. We don't have to worry about it now. That's been occupying a lot of my mind, I got to say.
All right. Look, you might have to ask your agent about it. That's we do need to move on to our next guest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds like you've got bundles of spare time. You can stick around?
Yeah, I'll stick around. I might text my agent a few things while you're doing that, if you don't mind.
No worries.
Right.
Now, our next guest their name is Janice Slab. That's right.
Slab.
Now, we are doing this a little bit remotely. Now, you are a patch of concrete outside the Hungry Jack's in Queen Street Mall.
I am, Heather.
It's nice. Thank you for chatting to us.
You're very
Didn't
welcome.
know you could chat.
I'm going to be honest, Heather. I'm a little starstruck right now. To be in the presence of the doorman.
Thanks. Thank you.
There are so many children that over my many decades in existence have wandered across me, mumbling that to each other.
Wow, yeah.
Doors closing, please stand clear. And I'm really, look, to have you here standing next to me today, that it's a lot.
Hang on a second. Are other people saying it too?
No, it's like they're quoting you.
I think people can say it, yeah.
I wish I finished that law degree now, I reckon.
Look, I wouldn't be worried. I think it brings you more brand awareness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if it personally
any
benefits
publicity
me.
is good publicity.
You can stand down the doorman.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Now, back to you, Janice. You've been a concrete slab outside Hungry Jack's. You must get all the gossip. That's a happening place.
I do, yeah. Look, it's not. I mean, it's more than a happening place, Heather. It's well, actually, my friends call me MP, which is a little nickname they made up for me.
What does that stand for?
Well, it stands for meeting place.
Oh.
So yeah, maybe you've met friends on top of me.
I think I may have before, and I apologize for not saying hi to you.
Oh, look, that's okay. I've got my people, and they're not. I mean, they're not all people, but some of them are.
Who are your people that maybe aren't people?
I mean, most of my people are my neighbouring slabs.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Obviously we're part of a community.
Yeah.
We make up the Queen Street Mall.
Do you get along with them?
Oh yeah,
Yeah?
yeah. Oh, they're a great bunch.
That's very nice.
I mean, we all remember what it was like to be in the concrete mixer.
Oh, you're basically siblings.
Right. I guess, well, we're certainly part of an extended family, I guess. We're all poured at different times and from different trucks and different, we're patchy. we're definitely a diverse and interesting family, if you think of us like that, because, some of us are newer than others. And I mean, I've been around for a while, but
How long have you been around for?
Look, what is time?
True. I assume you don't have a wristwatch on. You don't have any wrists.
No, I don't. No, I don't have wrists. That's right, Heather. But I do sort of depreciate, I guess, as all physical beings in this world do. So over time, and one day my time will come, and they'll need to replace me. I do remember the day that my dear neighbour was picked up and moved on when Rankin's on the mall. Don't know if you're familiar, if you remember when Rankin's, the newsagent, used to be right next to me.
Yeah.
And then I guess,
they just got moved.
The economy, and they redeveloped, and now it's now I'm neighbours with a fountain. It's lovely.
Oh, that's nice. You made a new friend. Are you ever worried about the Hungry Jacks? Do you actually ever get to eat any of the Hungry Jacks?
Oh, more often than you'd think. And it's not all kids either. It comes in various forms and textures, especially at 3:00 on a Sunday morning.
I bet. That's got to be a slurry.
Yeah, look, I will say that my favourite is when someone just drops a quarter pounder with cheese. When they just drop it and it's just a slip of the fingers, that I really get to experience the full quarter pounder experience.
Yeah, okay.
Something in that special sauce.
Wow.
Yeah.
You get to eat that up. Now, just tell me a bit about the life of being a concrete slab. Or can you tell me any, like, I want to know the goss. What's happening here? What's happening in Queen Street Mall?
What's not happening in Queen Street Mall?
Give me the hot ticket.
Heather? I'll be honest, I hear a lot, but it doesn't mean a lot to me. So I'm not great at distinguishing sort of voices and faces, and obviously I don't have eyes. I think I can't see who's walking on me, but I can feel, and I feel really what I feel is the weight of their feet and the intensity of their step. And there's a lot that you can soak up through that. I can hear through the vibrations of people's vocal cords. So I do obviously pick up on things like kids calling out famous quotes. And I think really, I do know that last week Jeff and Julie broke up.
Jeff and Julie broke up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know I'm not sure if you know them.
I don't know a Jeff and Julie. Do you?
Yeah, I do. That's
Raphael,
no,
you know.
Raphael.
Yeah, that's Craig's nephew.
Craig's nephew.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I may have encouraged them
Raphael.
to sort out their issues on social media instead of talking to each other sensibly.
Wow.
That was one of my other pranks I did.
Did you tell them to close those doors on each other?
I said, doors closing, please stand clear.
Raphael,
Wow.
I
Keep
feel
some space.
you should know better.
It was a prank.
I think.
Hey, it was a prank on Craig.
I really thought they had potential.
Yeah.
I mean,
You'd felt their vibrations before?
They met on me for the very
Wow.
first time. I believe they met on something called an app, but they first met on me.
Wow.
I've seen a picture of you in Craig's house then. They got their picture taken that day. In
Did
front
they?
of Hungry Jack's.
Oh,
yeah.
is that what they call a selfie? I've heard people talking about selfies.
I've seen. I knew I recognized you. I've seen. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Sometimes I just spend time in Craig's house.
Oh. Okay.
It's.
I'm a little worried about you, Raphael.
I'm a little bit worried about Craig as well, and just his whole family.
I like to adjust the volume settings on the devices in his house.
I mean, they're minor pranks, but it's still...
it's bordering on a level of crime level. Not sure yet. I don't want to put any words into my mouth.
Hang on a sec.
And I didn't do. I didn't
Do you
half
have a law degree.
I didn't do half a law degree.
But I do feel like that was a sad day because I remember the day
sounds-
they met, that they took that picture, and they were a lovely couple. And I could feel it. I could feel their vibrations, the nervous energy when they first met. I have a sense for these things.
Wow,
and
really
I really thought that day last week that he was going to propose.
Oh.
But he didn't.
And then they're just broken up, aren't they?
Yep.
That prank of making them break up probably is a bit out
Going
of
a bit
line
far?
compared to my other ones.
Yeah. I think you went a bit far that time,
I think
Raphael.
a little bit.
I might use some of my power to bring them
Make
back
amends.
together.
I think that would be a good idea. I do. Bringing people together is obviously something that's really important to me.
Now, that's interesting because I was going to just say that, like, you live where you work.
I do.
How do you
And I
balance?
shit where I eat.
And you shit where you eat. I didn't actually know.
I don't-
That's just a.
No, that was
That's
just
just a turn
joke,
of
Heather.
phrase, isn't
No,
it?
I don't have a digestive system.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah.
But how do you balance that? Is that okay that you're living where you work?
Look, I'm not a fully sentient being, so I guess if that's, I haven't ever thought that could be a problem.
You never thought about the separation, or that? Yeah, I guess you could say you work from home.
Right. And can't.
Oh,
Look,
that must have been a hard time for you. A lot less foot traffic.
Still is, honestly. Things have never gone back to normal. Oh, the old WFH.
WFH, real.
It's really
a
changed
sore
things.
point of words for you.
Yeah, and look, is it? I won't deny that sometimes I like the peace. It's a lot to be trodden on day after day, moment after moment, walked all over. It's taken me a really long time to build and learn personal boundaries. So, yeah, when all of you kind of disappeared indoors for a while, it was certainly peaceful.
Did anyone warn you what was happening?
Oh gosh, no. I sensed it. I could tell something was happening. There was a lot of panic in the air when people were around. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now, just looking over at Raphael, it seems like you're getting into your phone there a lot.
Yeah, I've just sent a message to Craig. He says that they did have some issues that they weren't addressing properly and that they are seeking counselling and there's a chance that things might work out.
I'm so pleased to hear that. Thanks for the update, Raphael.
And then just to balance that out a bit, I have signed him up for 5 copies of Clio every day.
You are quite the prankster, aren't you, Raphael? Goodness me.
Do you think you don't want to do any good in the world, do you, Raphael? You're independent. You're wealthy, so...
I don't know what it is. When I was young, I was going to be a public defender.
Wow.
Do you know that actually this is a slight change of topic, but it's your larrikin sense that is reminding me of this. Do you know that when they were replacing Rankins in the mall, they were tossing up whether to put in a fountain, as obviously did end up happening, but the other option was a joke shop. A prank shop. Yeah, they nearly considered swapping the newsagent for a prank shop. I feel like that would have really suited you, Raphael. I might have seen a lot more of you.
That would have been very handy for you in the last 35 years.
I would have loved a prank shop. That would be nice. I would have a sign on the door that says closed.
Even when you're open.
just a little joke there. That's
a little
nice.
joke. So that the customers knew what to expect when they came in.
Now, I just wanted to go back. You've got a strong feeling for Rankins in the mall. You weren't in a relationship with them, were you?
No, they were my neighbour.
They were your neighbour.
More than, I don't know, when you are part of a community like the Queen Street Mall, there's a closeness there. You're bonded, and we were bonded, Frank and I. Not in a romantic sense, no, but yeah, I really miss that slab that Rankins was on.
Yeah. And what about the new slab? Do you what's their vibe like?
Oh, very chill.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And a little bit playful, which I think comes out, when occasionally you will see that pranksters, and maybe in some way a prankster did end up there, because quite often teenagers will come and fill the fountain with dishwashing soap, and then it'll overflow with suds, and that's quite funny.
That's pretty fun. That's an amusing prank.
Yeah, and I think that's the energy of Gary, the slab underneath, really coming through.
Yeah, right.
Through the fountain
I quite often take a bottle of dish soap and just pour it all over the floor at Craig Daniel's hobby shop.
That's quite dangerous, in fact. I mean, putting it
all over the... Does he see you doing it?
Most of the time, yeah.
Right, so he's just mopping up behind you, literally mopping up your messes.
He's mostly shouting, "Get out, get out. I don't remember ever doing anything to hurt you like this. You've spent years tormenting me and my business, and I feel like you're at my house when I'm not there. If I don't see you, I worry that you're at my house, sneaking around and touching the things that I own and cherish. Please leave me alone."
So that's a verbatim quote.
Yeah, he's broken down and said that quite a few times.
Quite a few times. I can't believe you haven't been legally ejected. Maybe the police have been called.
Apparently, it's very easy to get away with crimes when you're independently wealthy.
Wow.
Raphael, I feel like I feel compelled to I don't know, give you maybe a bit of grounding. That's something that I think I'm quite skilled at. Is helping people get back on the right path, so to speak. And I'm a little worried about you, and I feel like maybe that's why we've been brought together here today. Maybe this is why we're here. Both meeting Heather at the same time, is that maybe you need a little redirection. And I just want you to know that I think you're a good person, and I think you're better than your current behaviour.
Very nice words from Janice. They're really, really looking deep into your soul. Obviously, can feel as we're both standing on Janice right now. That's how we're interacting. Yeah. Well, what do you make of that, Raphael?
Oh, sorry. I was just remembering how I dyed all of his clothes the other week. I was a bit lost in my own thoughts there for a second. Sorry.
You're a terrible person, Raphael.
I'm sorry, Heather. There's some people you just can't get through to. I tried.
You did try. You tried very hard, but it turns out wealth just does not do good things for people. And you seem to understand that. You seem to understand that money doesn't make you a good person.
Yeah, no. The moment I was able to just sit at home and do nothing, I felt nothing but an undesirable need to make Craig's life slightly worse.
Mm. And you've just followed that thread.
Well, I guess I've been looking for some sort of sign, some sort of message to say that it's become the time to move on, and that I should move away from what I'm doing. But I've never heard those magic words that would inspire me to make such a change in my life.
What do you think it would take, Raphael?
I mean, Janice had some beautiful words just before. That's a great question.
If only you'd been paying attention.
Yeah. I don't know. I just keep thinking about my upcoming book, Doors Closing, Please Stand Clear, and...
Raphael, I think maybe there's a door that needs to be closed inside of you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time for you to stand clear.
Maybe I shouldn't be Mr. Doorman anymore.
It's Mr. Doorman now, not just the Doorman. Whichever you like, you're just happy.
Well, we can all use different... whatever those things are called in front of our names.
Titles.
I go by doctor. Titles. That's it.
Oh, you're a doctor. Wait, hold on a minute. You're a doctor.
Have you done a medical degree?
No, I'm just saying we can all use them. I go by doctor.
Oh.
Sometimes I try on professor, just for size. If there's a professor walking across me or a doctor walking across me.
Have you ever been have you ever had a QT?
Baroness? Yes.
Baroness. Wow. I was going to say, you might have had a professor from QUT come by, maybe a civil
plenty.
engineer. And
yeah.
Have you ever thought about guest lecturing? I mean, you'd be the perfect person to tell people about the ways of concrete.
No, I mean, no one's ever suggested such a thing. I think I'd need someone to make the connections, really.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We might have to reach out to some people after this.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Very nice.
I think I've got wisdom to share, so
I'm certain
I'll share it wider than just old Raphael here.
Old Raphael. Now, just we're coming near the end. I did just want to ask both of you about what's your favourite thing to do in Brisbane? How about you, Raphael?
I've really appreciated Craig's love for trains. He has such joy for the things that he gets to spend his time doing, and he doesn't make a lot of money doing it. There's not that many people in Brisbane City who are desperate to get their hands on trains. And so just tarnishing that love he has really just...
Oh, we're still on this. Okay.
I thought that was going to go another way.
Yeah. That's your favourite thing to do in Brisbane, Raphael?
I love being at his store and I don't want to buy trains. What else should I do other than small, harmless pranks?
Do you ever see any other customers in his store?
No.
That's going to be heartbreaking for Craig.
Yeah. He's had a lot of financial troubles and occasionally I leave him money in the till.
Oh.
That's a little bit nice.
That's nice.
Well,
What's wrong with the... Is there something wrong with the money?
oh, it is forged, but
You
Mate-
found something you enjoy doing, and I think we'll just leave it at that.
maybe I should cancel some of those Cleo subscriptions. Maybe he doesn't need 5 every day.
Maybe not. At least give him a variety of magazines rather than just the one. What about yourself, Janice? MP?
Well, look, my favourite thing to do in Brisbane is... My favourite thing is being the place where new friendships are formed. When people meet for the first time on me, often it's when, it might be actually, well, this is quite fitting, a friend of a friend. So a friend has brought another friend along to meet another friend. I mean, I guess you're familiar with the concept of a friend of a friend. There's something about those moments when new people are getting to know one another and when previously there wasn't anything there. And then all of a sudden there's friendship. And I just think that's magical and I love being a part of it.
That's very nice. When's the next time? Are you going to be seeing Noelle anytime soon?
Oh, look, I remember last time she was on me. As she was leaving, she said same time next week. So I assume she'll be here
Little
later
visit.
in the week. Yeah, I
Beautiful.
might see her.
Yeah.
If
That's very nice.
Yeah, that will be nice.
What about yourself, Raphael? Are you seeing Matt anytime soon?
Matt might be at the finals for Cage Match at Big Fork Theatre on the 5th of December.
Ah.
If not on stage, then probably in the audience at least. And I'm probably going to tie his shoes together there.
I was wondering
Yeah.
if there was going to go anything to go wrong with Matt.
He talks about how it's such a beautiful and lovely community. And so I just thought I got to get something going there. If he is on stage, I'm going to make sure I vote for the other teams. I'm going to bring like 5 phones with me.
Wow. You absolutely hate joy, it seems. Well, thank you so much to both of you. And thank you, everyone, for listening to Friend of a Friend City.
Hey Heather, it's me, Matthew E. Matthews. Thank you so much for bringing Raphael onto the podcast. There is something deeply troubled about him, and anything that he gets, like anything that can get him slightly a bit more exposed to joy and beauty, I think is a real win for him. I worry so much about that guy. I tried to get him onto my podcast. It's an honor to be nominated, and it was just all unusable. I had like 2 hours of material that I just completely cut and binned. So thank you for that. Hopefully this makes it to air. Fingers crossed.
Hi, Heather. It's Noelle. I just wanted to say how awesome it was that you had Janice on your podcast. I visited her last week and she was just raving about what a wonderful time she had. The company you keep, but I guess they're other friends of friends, so I can't judge you. But no, look, she thought it was lovely and is really happy for the exposure because I think she downplayed it a little, but certainly since COVID, things haven't felt quite the same for her, and I think she's a little lonely. So hopefully this gets her a bit of exposure and some more people come and meet and form new friendships outside Hungry Jack's in the Queen Street Mall.